Hello everyone. In this presentation, I will walk you through my project on designing AI chatbot for software and IT companies. I will start with a quick overview of this project goal, collected user need and findings, then show you the demo of two chatbot prototypes I designed, one built on cloud and one locally deployed. In today's fast-paced digital workplaces, employees are overwhelmed by information, tools, and endless searching. So, as we all know, there is a growing need for tools that simplify daily tasks, and AI chatbots can be that tool, which can interact like human natural languages and can provide 24/7 support. But despite their benefits, there are still barriers that prevent companies from adopting chatbots. One limitation is hallucination, which occur because most existing AI chatbots rely on LLM trained on general data and often lack the specific domain context needed in the workplaces. So in this project, I followed the design thinking methodology to understand and gather user need, develop prototypes, and refine this prototype based on user feedback through an iterative process. As shown in this figure, data were collected sequentially through workshops and interviews with live demo and testing. So findings show that users need a chatbot that understands company-specific information and provide accurate answers. The first version of the chatbot was implemented as a proof of concept using Azure AI Foundry and Prompt Flow to manage multi-round conversation. Also, Retrieval Augmented Generation or RAG was implemented with some documents from the company to ensure answers be context-aware. For the chatbot V1, first I started with defining the input and output of the chatbot and I used GPT-4o model, then modified query by adding the chat history and some instructions. Then for the retrieval process, this part added to find relevant information from the company data, and I selected hybrid, which is vector and keyword search for better retrieval. Then retrieved documents added into prompts and customized how chatbot provide the final answer. For the evaluation and testing the chatbot, first I compared the chatbot with and without RAG and asked same questions to see how well they handle company-specific questions. As you can see, chatbot without RAG was able to generate generally relevant answers using GPT-4o, but answers lacked detail required about the company, so users still need to search for answers. But the chatbot V1, which using RAG, successfully retrieved the company information and provide accurate and detailed answers. During live demos and testing, some concerns were found about the chatbot V1. First one was about the efficiency. Users found the Azure prompt flow so complex, and privacy and security was another concern, which is more critical for projects with sensitive data. Sending the data to the cloud may be seen as a security risk. Another concern was about the high cost of cloud platforms like Azure. So, to consider the user's concerns, the second chatbot was developed locally, which runs directly on the employee's laptop and it processes internal documents without sending any data to the cloud. It keeps a history of conversation, can suggest the most relevant expert contact info, and it's easy to maintain. If you want to update it, you can just drag and drop the new files into the folder and run the code without any coding needed. And it is transparent, and if it doesn't have data for something, it clearly says so instead of guessing, and works even without internet. For this chatbot, I used the Llama model and deployed locally via Ollama. I implemented RAG for this chatbot as well. Then I designed a user-friendly interface based on findings and feedbacks. As you can see, first I designed a simple, minimal interface with a place to write a question, and then I improved it into this one. Added topics, history, and border box for question to make it clear and easy for the user to understand. And here you can see how it works. First I asked about the company. Then I asked about my manager's name, which gave me the name and email. And then I asked to make a to-do list for me, and I asked about some technical question and if I can contact IT support tomorrow, which said no because it's Saturday, and it showed that it has access to the date and time. Then I checked for irrelevant questions like politics, and it correctly said it can't answer. In the interview for the evaluation of the chatbots, the participants rated the chatbot V2 based on factors such as enjoyable use, useful for information finding and for onboarding, easy to interact, and the chatbot understanding and performance. To conclude this presentation, I developed a domain-specific and context-aware chatbots for helping engineers in software and IT companies, and found the user need and challenges and iteratively improved the prototype to tackle those needs. And here, as you can see, each user need and problem with the provided solution in the chatbot v2. For example, for the lack of cloud access, cost, and security challenges, the chatbot developed locally. Thank you for watching.